going on, guys? Welcome to the live stream. How you doing? It's good to see you. I see Ash. I see Shiny Celebi. Welcome into the stream. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm still very low to the ground because I'm in this thing instead of my computer chair, so my computer chair broke. What coincidence? I just made brownies. What's up, Tom? How you doing? Monday when I get paid, I'm ordering a new computer chair, so we won't have to deal with this. But like, I can't raise my camera anymore up to where it's aiming more down, or it'll fall. So like, this is what we gotta deal with. But I hope you guys are doing well. What's up, the reliable lioness? It says it's been a while. It has. I hope you're doing well. I'm in a Discord call for members. I'm gonna undeafen very quickly. Holla. Alright, I'm gonna get this going. You offer cookies to come, so I offer brownies. Bro, I would love some brownies right now. I would love brownies. Alright, I'm gonna sit on my legs, get myself higher up. Don't know how long I'll be able to last like this. Okay. This is gonna hurt my legs after a while. Turtles Addicts, I got myself a shiny female Chimchar in my Pokemon Pearl 4 days ago. Hey, congrats. That is awesome. Chimchar is a great shiny. I'm hoping we can get one ourselves tonight. Not a Chimchar, but like a shiny of some kind. It'd be very, very great since it's been a while. Oh, I should like count these guys. Yeah, I can't sit on my legs anymore. We're just gonna have to deal with me being below the camera sometimes. There's nothing I can do. Alright, what we got? What do we got? Exclamation points. There's one. It's okay. Yeah, it just sucks, man. I'm so upset that my chair broke. We enjoy looking at your 5-head. This man's. I forgot my Beldum's frozen. He's just like, for thousands of years I lay dormant. I just enjoy having you in stream, Tom. And everyone else, too. When did that happen and how did you break your chair? Okay, it happened like 3 days ago. What had happened was I was in a call with a friend. We were watching anime. I was doing homework while the anime was streaming because it was through Discord. And I kind of noticed throughout the day that my chair was wobbling a lot more than usual. But I was like, you know what? It's an old chair. I've had it for like 2.5 years. And then after I put my guitar down, because I was doing guitar at the moment, I set it down like right over there. I kind of start turning my chair to go through that door back there. And the whole chair just falls backwards. And like I throw my hand on the ground to stop myself from falling. But now I'm stuck. Because like if I move my hand, I'm going to fall with the chair. So I somehow like was able to use my feet to grab onto my desk and pull the chair a little bit so I could reach up and grab it and kind of pull myself up, which was very hard to do with that thing. And I was able to get myself out of it, and then the whole chair just fell off the thing. Like the welding had come undone somehow. I don't know. Very. Because it's like, okay, so the bottom of the chair, where there's the wheels, you know, and then it goes up on that like pipe thing that lets the chair swivel. Where that connects to the bottom of the chair, where the welding is around that, all of that had just come undone. Yeah. Talk about a heart attack and a half while you're sitting in that and you just feel it fall. Because I don't know what broke. I was like, wait, what? Sucks, sorry to hear that. Yeah, I mean, I love that chair, but it was also starting to tear up a bit too. So, I mean, it was also kind of getting time to get a new chair. Luckily I get paid on Monday. And also, luckily, thanks to Max Maverick here last month donating some through Super Chat, it's going to just about cover the chair. So I get a new chair at the expense of skipping a paycheck, but that's okay. I'd rather have a place to sit. I've got money in savings and stuff for other things, so I can still take care of groceries and all that. But I need a chair like now, so that's where my paycheck's going. Because this ain't working. I've like kind of adapted to sitting on my legs like this now, but it's still very painful. So thankfully, after a couple of days, it'll be gone. Because like I can use a kitchen chair to sit on, and that's fine. Well, it's more comfortable than this, but the problem is it's so high. Like, it's so like just getting the camera to adjust to my face would not be possible because that's how much higher I'm sitting. So I'm like, I'll just use this thing for now. I'll make do. Because like I can like relax in this chair and it's very comfortable, but then when I do that, it's very likely I won't be caught in camera shot. Let's try that. I mean, I gotta like lay all the way back like this, and now I can't reach my Game Boy. So there goes that. Same girl, same. But yeah, I mean, long story short, it'll be alright, Shiny Celebi. I'll get a new chair soon. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be better than the last chair. I've also gotten a lot of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the mail, guys, to update my deck, so I'm super excited. I've only got a couple more that I need, then I can start going to locals again. So I'm super excited. There's actually 2 more I ordered that I hadn't ordered before, but I can play without them for now. It's no big deal. Huh? Lapras. That equals Pew Pew Lapras. Hello, Tom.
That is me.
How are you?
Also, I can't hear myself on the stream.
I figured out why. There you go. You should be able to hear yourself now.
Test. There we go. I hear me.
I forgot to unmute the whole thing.
Yeah.
Way to go.
I was so sad earlier though, because like
Very loud, Tom.
I opened
Sorry.
3 of the newest Yu-Gi-Oh packs, and there's a card in there that if I pull it, I can pay for a month's rent, because it's like $700 for a copy of it, and I didn't pull it.
Bummer.
Yeah, so one of these days, hopefully. Because $700 something dollars is a lot of money. And considering for me, $5 is rich people money because that buys me a sandwich throughout the day. 700, oh. Thanks to a friend, I also found a Yu-Gi-Oh website that when you duel on it, like the cards have like holograms, so it's like super cool. It's like kind of like the anime. Man, no shines. I just need to get this. Tom with the 5 says get a sandwich. I'll gladly get a sandwich, bro. I just need to get anything in Emerald. That way I can say I've got something. For 30 streams, there has been nothing on the previous in Emerald.
That is like very sad. And the same can be said for Mr. Mime.
Yeah, this is like the longest I've ever had to hunt on sword. I was really hoping that one was going to be shiny because I ran into a Mr. Mime. This is the longest I've ever had to hunt on sword for a Pokemon. Like, even soft resetting for Regieleki did not take this long. I got Regieleki like in under 1,000. I think it was like 784 or 785. I mean, on Emerald, I guess this is normal, you know, because, like, older Pokemon games, they take a while. Yo, what's up, Chris? How you doing, fam? Welcome to the stream. You know, like, the older games, they're like 1 out of 8,192, I think. So it's expected. Like, I know the Shiny Shack's over 20-something thousand for Kyogre.
Bummer.
But still. Doing good, watching BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural. Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good series.
Speaking of Supernatural, I'm thinking about starting it for the 3rd time. I've watched it twice all the way through, and I might watch it again.
Do it.
It's such a
Ew.
good show, man.
Boo!
Ooh. I thought you said ooh, and I was like, we're gonna have a fight.
Ew, no, I love Supernatural. What are you talking about?
That's
Wait.
exactly my point.
Brew,
Yes.
your profile picture, is that what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
I think it's the smiling god from Level Up.
You
You can't prove that.
can't prove that.
Show me one shred of legal evidence that I'm not Batman.
What?
I don't know.
I mean, you might be right.
Yeah. I might be
You
wrong.
could be. You'll never know. But you could be.
Just show me a shred of legal evidence that I'm not Batman. Talking about Bigfoot right now, dude. Bigfoot is like my favorite cryptid. I also think that Bigfoot is the most likely to exist because it did exist at some point. We know it as Gigantopithecus. It existed during the Ice Age.
What about the Yeti?
Yeah,
I would
what about
say-
the Yeti?
I would say the Yeti, if it exists, which I believe it does, is probably... Okay, so I think Bigfoot and the Yeti are both one and the same. I both think they're Gigantopithecus that survived during the Ice Age, and it's adapted. Although I think Bigfoot adapted to warmer climates, while the Yeti adapted to colder, harsher environments. Like, it adapted to the Ice Age. So the Yeti still lives in cold environments, while Bigfoot lives in warmer. But that's just my
Makes sense.
opinion. Because they're roughly described as the same thing. Like, the whole Bigfoot phenomena has been seen across like the world. Like, Asia has the wild grassmen, Nepal and Tibet and all of them have the Yeti. We have the Sasquatch. Like, it's like there's stuff all over the world for Bigfoot. Ain't they cousins? I mean, I guess like you could like count them as like cousins of a species or something.
What do you think about the Fresno Nightcrawlers?
Be honest with you, I don't know what the Fresno Nightcrawlers are.
They legit look like just walking torso-less white pants, but with like
I've actually never
black
heard of that.
eyes. There's a video of them, like they're just walking, and there's like a bunch of them. It's so weird.
Oh yeah, good luck, Shiny Celebi, with your Starly. Starly's such a great shiny. I also think another cryptid that could exist, and I do believe does exist, would be the Loch Ness Monster. Although, I'm not entirely sure about how I feel people saying it's actually a surviving plesiosaur. I think it's more likely to be like a very large eel or some kind of aquatic animal that has like mutated and become like a whole different species in and of itself, and is like at a mass scale. I don't think it would be a plesiosaur because a plesiosaur would require so much food.
Yeah.
Like Don't get me wrong, the loch is huge, and there is a bunch of fish and animals in that body of water. But I don't think there's enough to sustain a plesiosaur every single day for decades.
I mean, it could be like a variant of a plesiosaurus, one that
Maybe.
was able to adapt, like a Attenborosaurus.
You want to see the Dogman up close, but you live in Florida? Okay, well, I know Florida has another Bigfoot-like thing called the skunk apes.
Oh, God.
That's
Oh,
there.
what about
And I do
what
believe...
about Mothman?
Oh, I definitely believe Mothman's a thing.
I love Mothman.
I do believe that there is a Dogman type creature in Florida, but off the top of my head, I don't remember what they named it, because every different place has a different name.
I like Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
That one's a good one.
Oh, there's actually a theory. I need to find the video and show it to you, Rue, but there's a theory that these guys, father and son came up with, that the Jersey Devil actually was born a devil, like, for a woman cursed it to be.
Yeah.
But because of that, it couldn't maintain, like, I guess the word's like a corporeal form.
Yeah.
And it's like stuck in between a physical and spiritual world, because every time they try to take like video or pictures of it, because they've seen it like 3 or 4 times, as I said, every time like you can kind of make out what it is, but like the video and pictures become distorted only when it appears, and like things die in the area it was. If they got to see where it was, like grass was just dead, trees were dead, almost like stuff's being like sucked out of it, of the life.
Right.
It's really cool. It's a really interesting theory.
There are like certain areas in forests where everything's just completely dead and people have disappeared. So I wonder if it's like weird portal
Yeah, but
things
then
or
there's also,
dimensional
you know,
stuff.
Well,
Demons.
the whole
There's
belief
also
of
logical
Sasquatch
reasons.
being the whole Sasquatch being like the Native American legends, they believe the Sasquatch is a, what do you call it, like a spirit guardian,
Yeah.
and that it has like 1 foot in this world, 1 foot in the spirit world, and it's there to protect people against things like the Jersey Devil and things like that. There's malicious spirits, and that like if one actually is killed or dies, its body doesn't stay in this world; it goes to the spirit world. And that's their explanation for a body never being recovered for a Bigfoot,
Right.
and how it could hide in woods and forests for this long and never be found. Yo, what's up, Version? How you doing, Pam?
I mean, it's not uncommon to hear of forests having bed patches
Yeah.
because of, well, mostly because it's underground CO2 levels that are slowly leaking out of the ground, and these huge bubbles are well within range to kill humans if you're low enough to the ground.
Right.
I mean, there's that, and there's also like diseases that spread through vegetation can kill trees, grass, flowers, everything, and like they don't affect animals. That can also create dead patches in forests, but it's all just really
Too much
interesting.
CO2 will also starve the living environment.
What's up, dude?
including
The
trees and
peeps?
plants.
I don't know. We just started talking about like the supernatural phenomena.
Cryptids.
Yeah.
Cryptids. I want to find a Rougarou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe in Rougarou or not.
It's a Louisiana thing.
I know. I'm open to the idea.
It's like a Dogman kind of
Kinda.
situation.
They're kind of
Yeah.
like in the same ballpark, but they're different.
They're not necessarily
October?
lichens, but they're like a family of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In October, I'm going on a little trip with my aunt, and we're gonna go to some of the most haunted places in Wisconsin.
Lucky.
See, I definitely believe in dogmen as just like, you know, lichen dogmen.
Yeah.
Not necessarily werewolves, but like dogmen. But I also do believe in werewolves, and I do believe in vampires. Like, I know people would say it's childish, but things don't just appear in history and continue in history for thousands and, well, not thousands and thousands, but thousands of years.
For no reason, at least.
For no reason. They don't just appear and then continue.
I mean, explain like all the dead like livestock found that are completely drained of blood.
For Chupacabra.
Chupac-
Yeah.
With
Chupacabra.
no, not just chupacabra, like for like vampiric stuff too. Like they've even found people completely drained of blood, but no actual like extreme slashes or like wounds that would indicate that they were killed by a human.
Right.
Creepy.
Now, I might be remembering wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm pretty sure there's actually a place in the Christian Bible too, where God essentially like curses this satanic man to have like, it says like, it describes it like he has like it's like talons like of a bird, like fur of a bear or something, and like how as it describes it, it sounds like a werewolf curse. I would need to go back and find it because I did take note of it in my Bible,
Yeah.
but I would need to go back and find it. But it was really interesting.
I need to get this Bible that you Southerners have. Like,
Yeah, I
King
don't
James
remember
version.
that.
It's a very short text. It's just the King James Bible though.
I mean, I've got like 5 different King
Yo, what's up?
New
What happened, boy?
International version.
Yeah, I would need to find it. What's up, Marlon? I would need to
I'm
find
always
it
what's
because
up?
in my Bible I had a bunch of stuff marked because I remember I saw something about it on Facebook and I was like, no way. So I looked it up and I was like, okay, yes way, it's there. But if I can find my Bible, because it's here somewhere, I can find the verse. It was like an Old Testament thing for sure, because like God was a lot crazier in the Old Testament.
yeah, God is
I-
like, yo, you guys are my fucking creations. Simmer down, bitch.
No, I literally just looked that up, and the only thing I could find was, why would God send a bear to maul children? And that's it. That's all I got.
That is also what I found, and I'm kind of interested in reading that now.
Me too.
Yeah. I can let you guys know if I find my Bible what verse it is, because I do have it written down in my in the front page.
Do you like
But-
have it with you, or is it
It-
back home?
No, it's somewhere here. I just don't know where it's at. It's somewhere in this room. I'll find it. Sugam Alabama Bible is crazy. Nah, it's just the King James version. It's in there somewhere.
Nah, that's crazy, man.
I know.
Hey, you know, I guess my upbringing didn't exactly, you know, per se have that same effect where I wanted to, you know, learn constantly about the Bible, but, you know, I did read the Bible from,
Well-
the cover, from cover to cover,
In
which
any
was very odd for a little youngster.
in any instance in the Bible, or at least the King James version, to my knowledge, where they mention like demon possession, it gets crazy. Because like there's tons of mention throughout the Bible of demons, of course. It's the Bible.
Oh
but
yeah.
When they
Yeah.
talk about demon possession, it gets crazy.
I should probably read that. I'm not.
Are you excited for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? I very much am. I'm gonna be pre-ordering Pearl very soon. I just have no monies. But anyways, back to cryptids.
This is just a cryptid stream.
Yeah, basically. I do
Before you
believe...
go, I'm just gonna
Should
dip
just have
out.
like a.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Well, it was nice.
I'm gonna go take a shower before bed. So
Okay. Well, you do
I can send you pictures of the shower if you'd like.
Oh.
No.
Yo, what's up, Exile? But yeah, no, I do definitely believe Mothman's a thing. Like,
All right.
Yeah, Mothman is
Good
100%
good night.
a thing.
night. And like, even if it's not an original, like originally a creature, there is a belief, like not necessarily like a tulpa, but where I forget exactly what it's called. It's like a phenomenon where if enough people believe in something, they say it's supposed to actually like basically manifest, yeah, and become
Yeah.
a thing. And I forget
It
what that's
is
called.
possible. Manifestation, like.
Well, it's not called just manifestation. Like, there's a term for it.
Oh yeah, I get it. Hold on, I'll look it up.
Listen to the band called The Agonist. Ooh. Skunk Ape is Bigfoot's stinky cousin. I mean, it's essentially the same thing. It's just Florida. No offense. It's just Florida.
Lord.
Shadow Realm? No.
I'm sending you to Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida.
Can we all believe I'm not poor? Can we
we
all
all
believe
believe
that
I'm
the
not
airplanes
poor?
in the night sky are shooting stars?
I will shoot you.
That's the calling the universe thing. Yeah, it's something like that.
The law of attraction. Is that what you mean?
Maybe, because that's where a lot of people believe Slender Man was a thing. Like, enough people believed in it, it became real. But I don't know how I feel about Slender Man.
I don't buy Slenderman. Slenderman is very similar to Shadow People, though, and those are, like, legit.
Yeah.
Because I've encountered, like, 5.
Oh, so have I.
The Hat Man, the Shadow Man, the Faceless Man. Do what?
So, I said, so have I. Joseph, or whatever I called him.
That's creepy.
Joseph.
Like, with
I
a
didn't give
G.
mine names. They were just creepy and would harass me and like try to open my door and slam things shut.
Well, I gave it a name, that way I can, like, be max at it if I hear it. Like, if I hear something in the room, I'm like, shut up! Joseph! Stop! I think Siren Head is real. I don't know how I feel about Siren Head.
I feel like that would.
I want a Siren
Not
Head
really.
plushie.
I feel like that wouldn't really explain,
How it came?
but you know, because like there's origins of it.
Sammy, you have a good
But-
rest.
Yeah. Good
Sammy,
night,
where? Where's Sammy?
Sammy?
Sammy! Where the hell are you?
Sammy says she's lurking, but she's going to bed now and that she loves us. We love you too, Sammy.
We do love you, Sammy.
But no, Mothman though, I do believe it's definitely real. And I do kind of believe, like, even though like there's no direct link to it, I do believe the Pokemon Absol was kind of modeled after Mothman. Because like Mothman appears where there's about to be like a big disaster. And that's also Absol's Pokédex entry. That it appears where there's natural disasters.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool. I don't know how I feel about the Dover Demon, but I do definitely believe the most in Dogman. There was actually a Dogman sighting in Hamilton County like a couple years ago. Believe it or not, real.
What?
What?
Sorry, what?
I said
was
actually
reading-
there was a Dogman sighting like a year or two ago in Hamilton County.
Just like there was a Bigfoot over at Blue Hole.
No, not at Blue Hole. That was that. I think it was. I don't know if it was
Fall
Ruby
Creek-
Falls.
Fall Creek
Falls.
Falls.
Yeah, Fall Creek
Fall
Falls.
Creek Falls. That's like an hour and a half away.
Yeah, I think either the Dogman sighting was actually the
It's just
Bigfoot.
a demented dog.
Well, it was either a Dogman sighting that I think might have been the Bigfoot that someone saw at Fall Creek Falls, or like the other way around. That the Sasquatch they saw at Fall Creek Falls was actually the Dogman spotted a couple years ago.
Maybe. How do you feel about Wendigos
Oh, I definitely believe Wendigos are real. 100%.
Oh.
and Skinwalkers too?
Skinwalkers,
I believe-
definitely.
I believe in Skinwalkers.
I think Skinwalkers are probably like the most likely to exist out of anything.
Well, I mean, like even like the Native Americans, like they have nothing but like terrifying folklore about it, and that was passed down for like thousands upon thousands of years. Like I can't really like deny something, you know?
The frick's a Wendigo? A Wendigo is, I think it's Native American folklore, I think.
It is.
But,
It is.
It's basically when a human being in dire situations resorts to cannibalism and eats all the people with them. And they say that the consumption of human flesh changes their soul and gives them like an insatiable craving for it. And they like slowly turn into this creature, like this monster thing. That's called a
Assume
Wendigo.
it's kind of like a soul tie in a
Yeah.
in a sense.
It's like it can never be satiated. It's always hungry.
Yeah.
And it's just doomed to like wander the forest forever.
Okay.
But you know, once they eat, they're like in a. I think it was in. I'd have to find the book, But it was when I went up and visited the res up here. We were reading a book, and there was like a mention of the Wendigos, which is how I first heard about it. And what was crazy about it was that it was like it has like a 2-day period where it like sits down and cries after it's eaten,
Yeah.
and then it's back roaming. But in that like time period where it cries, it wants to be away from humans. But when it's hungry, it will want to eat humans.
Yeah, and they also say that Wendigos have the ability to mimic human speech. So like they can sound like people you know and lure you into the woods. And skinwalkers have that same ability, they say.
Skinwalkers are basically doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, skinwalkers are shapeshifters, like, to the meaning of the word. They can
Yes.
shift into any form.
Yeah.
But they say that Wendigos can mimic the voices of people it's eaten. So, like, say if you're in, like, if you're in a group of people, like, hiking or camping, and it gets one of you, it can mimic the voice of the person it ate and, like, try to lure you in the woods. And then you're like, wait, there they are. You run after them, and then boom, you're next.
It's like this
Ooh,
thing I
good
just looked
dinner.
up. It says the Wendigo is often said to be a malevolent spirit, sometimes depicted as a creature with human-like characteristics that possesses human beings and invokes the feeling of insatiable greed and hunger, malice, malignancy, and the desire to cannibalize other humans, as well as murder.
Okay,
So
then.
it's-
Not like I wanted to sleep.
Right.
Or use a Ouija board.
The Luigi
Yes.
board.
Actually, I have.
A Luigi board.
I've
Oh,
played.
Never
Miguelito,
recommend.
Where can I
Miguelito.
buy a Luigi board?
Walmart.
Can I buy
But
one
definitely
from
don't.
a
Never
witch
do it.
or a vegan?
No, don't do that, and don't play the Twin Sticks game either.
Oh yeah, that thing. Wasn't there like a name of a spirit that said you could contact like Johnny or something?
Charlie.
Charlie,
is, like,
yeah.
yeah. But there's a Spanish version called Miguelito. I wouldn't do it. Just don't. It's bad. I
There's
did.
just
It's
something
bad.
about the Spanish language that just like is scary to me.
Oh,
The
thanks.
Spanish language is bad.
Bad.
Language.
Bad. Matelo.
You're speaking that strange witch language again.
And I'm like,
Get
undo
that-
that spell you cast on me, witch lady.
Yeah.
Luigi board, bought at Toys R Us. I'm okay. What's up, fam? I'm trying to like find a comfortable way to sit in this chair and stream, and I'm like not finding it.
Wait, are you still sitting in that bungee chair, or is
Yeah,
it
I
different
am.
ones? Oh. Feel for you.
My girlfriend did. I was like, "Are you crazy?" and tossed that thing away. Right? I mean, that's the smart thing to do. It's a scary mother sometimes
Unfortunately,
across
I'm
that board
smart.
border. But no, as I said before, though, I think dogmen and werewolves definitely exist, and I'm kind of biased because like they're my favorite cryptids. But like I said before, with anything, if something exists for thousands of years, and
That
it's
was the running gag, and
if it's reoccurring, it doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Like it has to start somewhere.
Like, what is it, that thing about, like, the sensation that you can't sleep at night, and there's,
Oh
like,
yeah, the thing I said to you, I was like,
Yeah.
you ever played a video game and it says you can't sleep at night because monsters are nearby? And I remember that last time you couldn't sleep.
yeah, it's those weird sensations.
Sammy says, don't forget that Wendigos would also resort to cutting off their own limbs to consume something and are smart enough to make primitive tools. That is true.
Yes. Creepy.
My cat tried to talk to me through the Ouija board, and eventually me and my girl threw that in the garbage. Your cat tried to talk to you? I mean, I don't know about that. But... What's up, Jessica? How you doing? It's good to see you.
it was a running gag back in high school. Like, this was when I first ended up figuring out that I had a protein deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, at first it was like one of those things where it was like, oh, I'm just hungry. You know, why don't I try eating something different? Because I didn't know what to do. And I ended up eating raw meat, and I was like, holy shit, this is actually good. And I would end up going to the store that was next to our high school, and I
Yeah.
would bring back a raw steak, and I would eat it.
Are you a Wendigo?
I don't know. I've never felt the need for anything greedy. Not unless it's...
I mean, humans can
That's a different
consume
story.
raw meat. You just have to be careful.
It's so
doing it.
gross!
It's whatever you make of it.
I guess I just can't help but think of like parasites and worms and maggots and all the stuff that could come with it. Is
I
there
don't know.
anything you do to like make sure it's like clean or doesn't have gross stuff in
Might
it?
get that thing right out of the
Microwave
package. Like,
But isn't that cooking it then?
No,
No?
it's just long enough that I'm not trying to like cook it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like just basically heat treat anything that's on it.
Ooh, okay, that makes more sense. Like I've eaten like a steak, like it was baked in the oven or whatever, however the lady did it. And when you cut into it, it still bled. Like
well,
Lot.
also what's in the steak isn't actually blood. That's like, I think they said it's like preservative. Like there is no bloody steak.
well, that's
Yeah.
disappointing.
Yeah, it's not actually blood. I forget what it's called, but like it's a compound that helps keep the meat fresh.
I mean, blood legit like does taste really good though when you cook it.
Yeah,
Yes.
If you've ever had it.
I have.
Oh,
with deer
it's so good. Yeah. Deer meat. Oh my god, deer meat is so good.
Deer meat is...
For a version, that's crazy, dude. You know,
I wanna
I
go
I
hunt
know
a
it's a
deer right
TV
now.
show, but I really do like how Supernatural portrayed the Wendigo in season 1.
I do.
'Cause, like,
Yeah.
They were saying that like it hibernated like and kept humans like on meat hooks essentially for so many years to keep itself fed, and then would like go back out and hunt again.
People.
I think that was a really cool portrayal of it.
It was a good episode.
Season 1 Supernatural, like there's just nothing like it. Like a girl going up to Dean, it's like, do you have trouble with directions? Like, can you not find yourself a way to a good pickup line? And then she like walks away, and I'm like, bro, bruh.
Bruh.
Like, bro, I went over to Emily's place, and we totally read the Bible.
and had sex.
Why Crowley scared of Lucifer? Because like, who wouldn't be scared of Lucifer? Especially another demon.
Yes, Sammy, I mean venison.
Listen, I ain't asking
Deer
for you
meat.
to come over here and just start making them.
Pulled
Deer meat,
pork.
venison, same thing.
Pulled pork venison sandwiches, basically, like, is what I had. Oh, so good.
If you any of, I'm talking between Rue and Matt right now. Either of you guys ever want to come deer hunting?
I mean, I can deer
Yeah.
hunt in my backyard.
It breaks my
Yeah.
heart because I truly love deer. They're forest puppies, and I feed them,
But
and
they
I want to
taste
pet
good.
one. But they taste good, and this makes me sad.
We have a spot out front of our house where they just congregate. Unfortunately, I can't shoot them in front of the house because it's near a road, and it's also to the road, and it's also too close to a house.
Like, okay, if it's a quick kill, and like, I mean, like a very quick kill, and we use all the parts and honor it, then I'm fine with that. But if you just kill them to kill and then just let them rot, sucks.
That's poaching.
Yeah, that would be
That
poaching.
sucks. I would eat it, and I would want to preserve its bones, and I'd like to like keep the skull, and like
You would want the
I'd wa-
bones.
I'd want
Of course she
everything,
would.
like
She put
every
that in her
part.
room as decor, dude.
I do. Like I went out to the woods in my old place. I collected a bunch of random bones that I found, and they're like hanging with dried flowers upside down on my walls.
Oh,
One of these days, you're gonna get an evil spirit in your room.
I mean, no. I am very careful and extremely particular with what I bring into my
Sammy
home.
says
and
I should
what...
go. I'm sorry. No, don't apologize, Sammy. It's
Sammy,
okay.
why are you sorry? Don't ever be sorry. But if you need rest, then please get sleep. I'm sure it's very
all I
late
can
for
think
you.
of is just back to my fucking high school, junior, senior years of like just eating raw meat, and I know it was like purely coincidental, but the meds that I was on made me extremely angry.
I feel
Like,
that.
all the time.
Vyvanse used to give me violent mood swings.
I just never ate.
Like they weren't
on
violent
Vyvanse.
mood swings. I was just angry.
I didn't eat on Vyvanse, and I was angry or extremely depressed on Vyvanse. Also, you
Funny
eat
because that's
snakes.
what I'm on. Yeah, well, no, you can't prove that.
You said yeah. You said yeah.
You can't prove that.
I mean,
I
snake
can.
tastes good.
Have you ever tried snake?
Yeah, I've had rattlesnake.
Okay, so I have a liquor infused, or I have snake infused. Well, liquor bottles filled with snake, basically, and other things. It's like medicine. I don't know.
Nice.
It's gross looking. I haven't tried it yet.
One time at my grandma's house, she's passed for a couple of years now, but there's this big field behind her house that she would rent out to people to keep horses on.
Yeah.
And I went out there one time with my sister, and we got like literally a garbage bag full of bones from the grass that we assume like a coyote killed a deer or something.
You guys are like so lucky. You have family here that has like land and shit to be able to do that with. Ugh. Lucky. I can't just waltz into someone's property and backyard and be like, I'm looking for bones.
I mean, you could go to like the Volkswagen trails and probably find some.
Okay, yeah, I can, but well, actually,
Like,
I
what's
went.
the fun in that?
It's not as fun. Because it's populated. I'd rather go somewhere that's not heavily populated by people because then there's more animals that will congregate. Like, what was I about to say? Oh.
Stuff.
I went exploring like one of the mountains that we have nearby just when COVID first hit, and I just went driving and walking and hiking everywhere, and I found like an abandoned mine shaft on the sides of one of the mountains, and over the cliff end there was like, I guess like a deer got hit by a car or something and its body just tumbled down, but literally like it was nothing but bones scattered everywhere, and I wanted to go get them, but again it was a cliff,
Yeah.
so I wasn't gonna kill myself trying to get the bones, and on top of that a lot of it was still kind of like half rotted, so there was still like gross things, lots of gross little buggies. But that's like the closest I've ever gotten to like being able to collect like a whole torso. I could've.
But like, here's something.
Hmm.
Dead bodies. Have I told you guys about that story?
No.
Should you? I'm scared.
Do you want to know?
I mean, I guess, yeah. Go for it.
Alright, so over here it's, you know, not very big city, but like it's not a small town either.
So basically like here.
Kind of. It's not a big city, but it's not small by any means.
Right.
Well, as I'm driving to go and pick up my mom's boyfriend, and I leaned over because I saw there were two cops staring into a ditch, and I went, "Hey, what do you want to bet that they found a dead body?"
Oh, I've heard this.
And we
story.
laughed about it. And on the way back to go onto the interstate, they closed off the section, and there were now 4 cops staring into the ditch with at least 6 or 7 different police cars, 2 of them unmarked.
Yeah.
And then later that same day, they put out a memo that it was a dead body, and we all laughed it off. And then about like 2 weeks later, we were driving past the river, and I saw this police car, and I went, "What do you want to bet they found another body?" And they found another body.
That's not fun at all. That
Yeah,
sucks.
well, one of them was believed to be, like, the poor bastard had, you know, he had passed away due to natural causes.
Yeah.
But, you know, as sad as it is, poor man froze to death. But the other
Oh.
one was 100% foul play. Because
Yeah.
someone found a smiley face near the body, so it was...
That's creepy.
Well, it's a serial killer near here.
Obviously.
Chris, unfortunately, if there was a skinwalker among us, it would be next to impossible to know. Like, you would know if they want you to know.
There is a way to, like, if they
Trick
try to
them.
like coax you, and also yeah, you can ask them stuff because they don't know everything, so
Right.
they can mimic someone, but if they don't know like something between like you and them, then yeah, that's a way to be able to tell.
Well, I think he means, like, if you're just, like, in a crowd of random people is what I think.
Then there's no way you could tell at
Yeah.
all.
Which is what I'm saying. Like, there's no way unless they want you to know.
Yeah. Do you believe in the black-eyed children?
Oh god.
I don't know a lot about the black-eyed children. I've heard of them,
Or-
but I don't know enough.
It's not just children though. Apparently there's like they're just people, like adults too, and they're like creepy. They all apparently act like really childish. And there's a lot of them that they'll like walk up to your house or they'll walk up to your car and they'll be like, "Hey, can you let me in?" And you're not supposed to invite them in, and they will like fight and argue with you. They'll give you like any reason to like, you know, bicker essentially, and then you just have to keep refusing until they finally leave you alone. Like that one I totally believe, because there's like all sorts of weird stuff, people, things, I don't know. You don't want to ask, you like sleeping?
They found a mimic you.
Nice.
It's not shiny, unfortunately, but it's mimic you.
Right as we're talking about skinwalkers.
Nice.
Nice.
I don't know, man. And then, like, immediately afterwards, my mom was like, "You need to shut up. You're gonna get in so much trouble because it is super suspicious that you,
Oh,
quote unquote, guessed where the bodies were."
did you hear that?
No.
My cat just jumped on my chest with every force of her body. Oh, that hurt.
Be like, I don't got no cookies now, go away. But... Now, I also do believe in the Men in Black. For
Oh,
sure,
that
like-
that's got to be like some sort of advanced like
well,
extra
like, people
Project
that
Cicada type stuff.
people that have claimed to encounter them always describe them as like they don't act like a way that, like, say like an American would or like a Russian would. Like like basically like they have no ties to any place or any government or anything.
Yeah.
Like they're just kind of like suspicious as in like their own individual people,
Yeah.
which would make sense, like an organization not tied to anything. And I do believe that, like, if all these cryptids do exist or supernatural creatures exist, that they cover them up.
I honestly believe that there is facilities like the game SCP, Secure, Contain, Protect,
Yeah.
where they have like all those monsters put away and stuff. Like I genuinely believe it. There's got to be like closed off areas, not just like, you know, not like Area 51 where it's like the aliens, or but like, you know, like legit places that are probably hidden very well, either deep underground or within like very heavily
4 words
filled
for
forests.
you. Wright
What?
Patterson's Air Force Base.
Right, Patterson's
Yeah.
Air Force Base.
So
Okay,
that's all you need to know.
I'm gonna look that up.
I guarantee you there's extraterrestrial life in there, supernatural stuff in there. Anything that the government doesn't want us to know is probably in that base. More so than Area 51.
In
They're hiding
Ohio?
Half-Life 3.
I think it's Ohio.
It is Ohio.
Version says yeet.
Matt's about to get fucking SWAT rated.
Yeah, like, what if I just got SWAT rated? They're like, stop talking.
FBI, open up! Now watch
No,
the
they would
stream
100%
end,
cut the power
everything
to the
just
building
shuts
first.
down. Yeah, your power, everything stream suddenly just like shuts off. We know what happened.
Yeah, and then we're next.
I mean, I don't mind disappearing.
I mean, they would go after you guys because you're in call with me, and they'd be like, well, they would know what happened to them.
But
I
then
would
they'd
do
have to
so
go
much
again.
effect
They'd
towards
have to
the
go
rest
over
of us.
everyone in chat too, because they all know what happened to us if we
Well,
suddenly just disappeared.
Maybe.
Guys, this would be like a big old root system. Like there's too many witnesses. Take it
I
as a
mean,
joke.
There's a certain.
Haha,
amount
we're
that you can
joking.
go
It's
to,
funny.
I
Hee hee.
guess.
It's not real. What are you talking about?
No, Wright-Patterson's Air Force Base has been, like, for decades, been accused of holding, like, unnatural things.
I'm sure.
Whether it's extraterrestrial life, supernatural things.
I honestly
That's crazy.
believe that there are like multiple dimensions and all sorts of crazy creatures and stuff that we just can't quite conceive with our human brains.
With the Celtic beliefs, they
Mhm.
believe in what they call the other world, and there's a bunch of different terms for it, but it's essentially this other plane or dimension, whatever you want to call it, that could either
Yeah.
you could either access it by thin places, quote unquote, in the world, like deep in caves, or
Right.
on tops of mountains, or deep in forests,
The
where you
upside
could like
down.
cross over, or you would have to be invited by something that lives there, like a fairy or a pixie or like a spirit or something that lives there.
A silky.
Yeah, basically be abducted to this other world.
That's fun.
And it's like where everything supernatural exists, and like how they can move back and forth like freely
That's-
between this world and that one.
That's fun.
Yeah, and it's really interesting.
That's you know, that makes me wonder. You know,
Wonder?
like wonder. Yes, that makes me wonder the strange disappearances of people where they literally just vanish without a trace. They're caught on CCTV. You've seen them. You know where they went, and then you find their stuff,
like
their
the- like
belongings, their
the-
car, their wallets, everything's still there, but they're gone.
Yeah,
Completely.
like the video of that was on the news with this person pushing the shopping cart right behind this lady, and like as she like pushes the shopping cart right behind her, like as she goes past the lady, no one comes out, and the lady turns around and went, "Did you feel that?" It's so fucking creepy, but
Potentially
funny at the same time.
paranormal.
Well, it's crazy because it's like, think of it as like, let's say like every supernatural creature exists,
Yeah.
and all the cryptids exist and everything. It's like these things just have free passage to this other realm just to like get away from humans entirely.
Yeah. I'm talking about like the weird events, so where like you see these people on CCTV.
Oh, I know
They're
exactly what
pure-
you're talking about.
They're paranoid. They're freaking out. It looks like they're talking to something or someone, and no one's there, and then they just disappear like a day later,
I mean,
on all their belongings left behind.
theoretically, if we're assuming
Or
that
like
this
Eliza
other,
Lamb.
theoretically, if we're assuming this other world does exist, that could
Mm-hmm.
explain it. Like beings, whether they're supernatural creatures or spirits or whatever, are abducting them to that other world.
You know what that makes me think of, Matt?
What's that?
That freaking water demon from Demon Slayer. That
Kinda,
would just
yeah.
that would just abduct women into its little like weird realm thing and then eat them. Oh, that's so depressing.
There was also a theory involving the other world that I can't remember if it was fairies or whatnot, but like would basically abduct human babies at birth and like switch them with fairy babies or something, and they'd just be raised as humans. That way they could like be in this world. It was crazy.
The Danish, the other kind. I mean, I've heard of that.
Are unicorns a cryptid? I mean, I would consider unicorns a cryptid. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about unicorns, though. I'm not sure. If I believe in them.
I actually watched like a whole theory on unicorns, and apparently it was just what they say is that it was just a massive misrepresentation of a rhino.
Yeah. I don't think I believe in unicorns. I definitely do believe in mermaids, though. But I don't.
Sirens.
I don't think. Yeah, I think they're more like sirens than like the classic depiction of a mermaid.
Yeah.
I think they're more siren-like.
Also,
I mean,
I figured out
There is
some
so much
lore in the
ocean
Sea of
that's been
Thieves.
unlike.
Oh no, we only know about 5% of our oceans.
Exactly. Like you have no idea what kind of
thought
stuff
it was
actually
7%
lurks in
now.
there.
Maybe it's 7% now, but still 7% when like Earth, like planet Earth is like 80 to 90% water. I mean,
Yeah. Mythical rhinos.
There's a video I need to show you and Max after this stream, where this guy's
We're
like,
gonna get fucking swatted.
He's like, I love my job. He's like, do you hear them? He's like, it's the dolphins. They're singing. They are not dolphins. Like, they sound nothing like dolphins. And someone's like, bro, those are sirens, and they're after you.
Like,
It's crazy. I need to find the
There's this-
video.
there's this one documentary that apparently fooled a bunch of people into thinking it was real.
Oh,
and
the
it was-
Discovery
it was-
Channel one?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember because my mom got duped.
Crap.
But like, I mean, it came up with some really good stuff, but unfortunately, it was just it was all fake, not real. Nothing was proven. But I do believe in a lot of what they said, even though there wasn't like actual evidence. There's just I don't know. I just don't see how there's no way that stuff can't exist in the ocean that's like that when there's literally like thousands upon thousands of years of like lore and stories and legends and even like statues and stuff depicting them.
What about Superman? I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think Superman exists.
I think Superman was made up by a guy that
Like
like
Stanley. Was it Stanley?
that's no,
Yeah, it
that's
wasn't Stanley.
Marvel.
Yeah, that's Marvel. I can't remember.
Whoever came up with Superman.
I got a book on the Sea of Thieves,
Yeah.
and I actually learned some interesting lore about how the sirens actually came to be.
They people?
They were not people; they were mermaids.
Oh.
And,
Mermaids that became like corrupted?
Like the mermaid that saves you when you're off the boat.
Yeah, like
yeah,
that one.
they were like that. They were originally like that, but I did not know this, but Flameheart's son was the one who cursed the mermaids into becoming sirens.
That was David Jones.
No,
Oh.
apparently, Flameheart has a son.
he procreated?
Maybe
Yeah,
we'll see
apparently.
his son eventually.
Yeah,
That'd be
that was
cool.
one of the big things that they were teasing about was Flameheart being a new fightable character and his son also being a new fightable character.
I'm so excited to play
Like
that
a-
game
like
again.
a
I haven't played it in
boss fight.
forever.
We haven't
Yeah.
played in so long, and I'm sad because now that I got this computer, we haven't touched it.
I'm
I know,
excited
which
to
is
play
a real
again.
bummer because I won't be around this weekend. I'll
Darn
be
it.
around on like
I mean,
Monday.
I'll be busy this weekend anyway, so my parents are
So-
coming to town.
I will be very busy. I've got too many assignments and projects this weekend. So it works out. We'll do it some other weekend.
I actually
Okay.
very, very vividly remember when I was a kid. I was probably like 9 or 10. Me and a bunch of my classmates went on a field trip to it's this crap. It's like this military thing. It's in Chattanooga. I forget what it is. Maybe it was the battlefield. I don't know. But
Was it?
I don't know. We went somewhere. I forget what it was. But anyways, that's not the point. The thing I remember vividly is we were on the bus, and I was sitting next to my best friend, and I was like kind of looking out the window, as kids do. We just like look in random directions and stuff.
Yep.
Because we don't have phones. We don't have stuff like that. And I look out the window, and in this field is like this tall black figure. I couldn't really make out what it was, but it's kind of like limping, like kind of like moving through the grass and everything. And I kind of like put two and two together at how fast this thing would have been running, like next to this bus. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna look at that. So I like looked away and started talking to my friend. And I
Yeah.
looked back, and it was still over there. So I kind of tapped him on like the arm. I was like, "Hey, you see that?" And he's like, "See what?" And we look over, and it's not there. And I'm like, nothing, never mind.
A boonga.
Okay.
You want to hear about the thing that I saw that I think might have potentially been a Wendigo?
What's that?
So, it was like one night off of this road that I live on, actually. You remember the forest route that I took you down last time you came here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, coming home at night, like roughly around 2, 3 a.m., I left my my ex-boyfriend's house and I was just coming home. And super late, no one around, no cars, no nothing, absolutely dead. There were no, like, I don't remember there being very many stars, and the moon, the moon was completely like a new moon, so there's no moon. And all I have is my headlights, and I'm driving down my road, and I see this thing shine for a split second, and my eyes glance over on to the side of the road where this thing is shining, and it's tall as hell. And I look at it as I'm driving by, and it looks like this giant, black, massive creature, like tall, with like, I could almost say either like the face and or head of like a black fur buffalo or like a really large, creepy deer, with like big, glowing eyes, and it's almost like it just kind of like poked its head out from behind the trees, saw my headlights, eyes shone in the headlights, and then like it just kind of like disappeared backwards into the woods again. And I just looked over as I'm driving by, and it's pitch black, I can't see anything, so I don't know if it's still there or not, and I just kept driving, and I felt like the biggest sensation of like doom and dread. I'm like, I don't know what that was.
I feel
I don't know
like
what that
you
was.
did the non-white people stuff and just drove away, and that was the smart thing.
I am smart to not. If you
Don't
feel
do
like you're
white people
going to
stuff.
if you feel like you're gonna die, like literally, like that sensation of doom, like that extreme fear and panic, that internal, instinct kicked in, and I just kept going, and I never saw it again. I haven't experienced that ever again. And it was on the creek side, so it was like it came from the water, and it's just so creepy that it basically poked its head out like, ooh, human. It just kind of like dipped backwards again. Just
You gotta take me a
I hate
break.
it.
Can't keep
I
doing
hated
stuff
it.
like that. I saw something before at my best friend's house, and I saw a lot of things at his house when I was a kid, but I forget exactly what we were doing. I think it was one of his birthdays, but we were out like on his back porch because he had this really like wide porch that had like a step down into the grass,
Yeah.
and it went up to like the mountains basically, and it was just hills, and we'd go out there like during the day and everything. It's really creepy. There's a thing we called the Lost Lake that was like this giant pipe with like a grate on top.
Yeah.
And the grate was always just open. There was no way to like open or close it. It was just open. And there was water in there, like really deep. But like we took probably a 30-foot long limb from a tree and stuck that thing in the water. It just kept going and going and going. Like there's no telling how deep it was, but it was really cool. But one night we were out on his porch, and I was talking to him about Bigfoot and everything, because I believed in Bigfoot since I was a kid. And so I started knocking this like 2x4 against a tree in his yard, and we all got this really weird feeling. It wasn't really like dread or anything like that. It's just like we felt uneasy.
Yeah.
And I remember he went inside, got like a couple Mountain Dews, and brought them outside, and we're just kind of sitting there laughing, talking about it, and we were kind of trying to ignore it. And then we all kind of like stop in the same place. We're all sitting on the porch, and we look up, and the tree line comes out like this pair of eyes that are like bright green, like brighter than any animal shine I've seen. And they're high up. Like when you actually walk up to where they were, it was at least 9 or 10 feet in the air. And as we're watching it, 2 more pairs of them come like walking out the trees and just stand next to them. So there's these 3 pairs of eyes just staring at us. And
Fun.
I know deer have like a green eye shine.
They do.
But no deer is like 9 to 10 feet tall.
Absolutely not.
So we're all looking at them, and they're looking at us, and we don't know what they are. We just can see the reflectiveness of their eyes because of the light that we have on his porch. We can like see it reflect off their eyes. And we kind of just sit there, and we're probably stationary.
Did you do the white thing?
No, we were too afraid to move, dude. Like, we sat there for probably like 15 seconds just looking at them.
Smart.
Until finally, he actually like kind of like knocked us in the arm. Was like, we should go inside. And I'm like, yeah, we should. So we got up and kind of like never took our eyes off of them and just watched them stand there. And we kind of like backed up into his sliding glass door back into his kitchen, closed it, and then pulled the curtain in front of it and turned the lights out.
That's creepy.
And we stayed in the living room awake, kind of sitting in a circle for like 4 hours after this. And never moved, and we just listened. And we kind of like talked here and there, but we kept listening to see if they ever came up on the porch, and it never did, whatever they were. It was creepy.
Like, I don't know, like...
I'm not necessarily saying it was Bigfoot, because I don't know what it was, but there was three
He
of
wants
something.
to believe.
Well,
I
I'm
mean-
not saying I think it might have been Bigfoot or not, because there's no telling what it could have been. It could have been Bigfoot, it could have been like some skinwalkers, or
Right.
dogmen. Like, I don't know, but I think they were definitely something.
Like, to speak of it in a more natural sense, it would be excruciatingly uncommon and unnatural for, like, elk and moose to come all the way down here. But that would explain a giant creature like that.
I mean, we have elk in Tennessee, I think, but like places where people keep them to live, like people go there and hunt them. They're not just in the wild.
They're not, no. So it would be highly unlikely to actually encounter one. It would be.
Right. I know
we don't,
moose.
We don't have moose.
Meese, whatever the plural of moose is. I'm pretty sure it's just moose.
Moose.
I know those things are massive. People don't understand how big those things are, but we
They're
don't have.
gargantuan.
Those things are bigger than a fucking truck.
Yeah, no,
Also,
they're
moose
huge.
can dive underwater as well, which is terrifying. Because imagine if you're scuba diving and you just look over and there's a moose in the water.
I have a new fear. Thank you.
But no, I have no idea what they were. Whether they were dogmen, skinwalkers, wendigos, or Bigfoot, I don't know. But there was three of something.
If it
out
was
there.
2 of the 3 of what you just mentioned,
I would probably say like
Bigfoot or
Skinwalker.
dogman.
I'd say, yeah, like Bigfoot. I don't think a Bigfoot would just purely come out of the woods just to fucking murk.
Stare at children.
Wendigos would probably have just fucking.
But
murked.
wendigos are usually like
Just doing
fly
stuff.
solo type creatures. They never like really
They-
travel in groups.
No, not really.
So I
Not
think
that
it's more likely it would have been dogmen. But who knows?
There's like there's no telling. I mean, there could be even like other cryptids we're not thinking of, or we haven't even like known about that could be out there as well. Tall and creepy and
But don't worry,
Man,
guys. We're gonna get back to the shiny hunting soon. I'm just taking a break because like leaning up and back is very exhausting. Like repeatedly for over an hour. Dogmen probably, yeah. I mean, it's when you're thinking of dogmen, you have to have two mindsets about it. Either A, are they intelligent with human intelligence, or like are they like like werewolves, or are they dogmen as in just they're just wild animals that we've not been able to record yet, that are like lichens or something, but they don't like transform back and forth. So are they savage beasts, or are they savage beasts that have human intelligence? Which the latter is more terrifying.
Yeah, that would be
So-
a lot more horrifying.
For something just to sit there and look at us is terrifying to think of. Because if it's the latter, they're just looking at us, coming up with a plan or an idea or something. If it's just an animal, they're just staring at us because they're territorial. Like they're like, what are these people doing here? So it's terrifying either way. But I do think it was either Bigfoot or Dogman. I just don't know which. I do know, comparing the two, Bigfoot, they're a lot more, I guess you'd say benevolent than malevolent. They're more peaceful creatures. They can be very aggressive, but there's
Like
been
the fucking trucks that were
Yeah.
overturned.
but there's been like accounts of people like being face to face with them, and they said they never felt like they were in any danger. I think there was a story of a man who said he was kidnapped from his sleeping bag by a family of them, and like they kept like trying to give him food and stuff, and eventually he was able to run away when they were all asleep or something. But it's just another story of them not being aggressive. Of course, there's plenty of stories of them being aggressive, But
Apparently, we have a wild man cryptid in Tennessee that looks just like a. It looks just like the baseball pitcher Titan.
yeah, like
I-
the Beast Titan.
Yeah, the Beast Titan.
Yeah.
Legit, like this. That's called the wild man cryptid in Tennessee. Lives in like the mountain ranges and in like the forest. It legit looks like the Beast Titan. Maybe you saw that. Who
I
knows?
mean, Tennessee is a very mountainous state, and the mountains continue for multiple states, so it'd be very easy for something like that.
Isn't it the
Dogman-
Appalachian?
I think so. Yeah, it'd be very
Yeah.
easy for dogmen, Bigfoot, werewolves, any type of supernatural creature to exist easily out there.
Where? So cool.
They growled. No, they just stared at us, man. It was terrifying. I mean, I was a young kid too. Like now, I probably wouldn't be as scared about it. I'd definitely be like uneasy. I'd be like, what the heck? What is that?
Yeah.
And I definitely did not want to go near it. But as a child, I was a lot more terrified.
It says the Bigfoot encountered Tennessee Wildman. So they're basically the Tennessee Wildman is like a Bigfoot. Danger
Are we sure
level
that's not like a-
medium to very high, violent towards women. It's creepy.
Well, guess
Well.
you're not gonna see one. If you do, you best start running.
For a stick.
Yeah, because a stick's gonna fucking hurt something. that
Gonna
can
hurt something,
topple
at least.
over a fucking
Have you
12
not
ton
played the
creature.
forest? Sticks can do a lot of damage.
Right?
Yeah, with something that can topple over a 20-ton truck.
I took out an armsy with sticks. So, I mean,
I don't think Armsy is something that's gonna topple over a 20-ton truck.
I think it can. Have you not seen an armsy plow through the freaking stone
Knocking
walls?
trees over.
Knocking
No.
trees over? Okay, well,
No,
so then
never,
you
because
haven't.
you guys always fucking murk them.
Yeah, I
Okay,
murk
well,
them
the
before
next
they get
time we
even
won't
near,
murk-
near the base.
Well, the next time we won't murk them. If
I
we
am
encounter one in the woods.
anti-mutant, like, device. That's what I am. Like, if a mutant gets near the base, I kill it before it touches the wall.
I'm apparently a mutant summoner.
You're a worm summoner and a kraken.
I'm a worm summoner and a kraken and everything summoner.
There's a story. I could share my screen and like show it to you guys. There's a YouTuber I watch and he tells scary stories a lot. And
Is
it's a
it-
story. It's Mr. Ballin, the guy I was telling you about.
Yeah.
He tells a story of people who said they were being hunted by Sasquatch in this log cabin, and it's a terrifying story.
Nice. I love listening to scary stories.
I'm definitely gonna show you guys the siren video after this.
Do it, please.
Yeah, but I was looking at the lore, and apparently there's a new chest that's coming to the game as well.
What is it?
The chest of whispers.
Oh, I wonder what it's gonna do.
I'll tell you what it does.
I've
it
seen boats
works.
and all my ways.
Sirens?
It attracts sirens.
No, it wards them off.
Oh.
But
Okay,
at
so-
the cost of summoning or attracting the kraken.
Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. That's worse than angry fire chest.
And also, I found out that the chest of sorrows is actually filled with the soul of the dead Siren King.
Really?
Yep, and
so
I
that's
also
him
learned
who's we
about
hear crying.
Yeah, and
He
also
cries like a bitch.
it was Flameheart who took him hostage and killed him.
Oh. What an ass.
Flame March is a dick.
He is. Just shoot him out of the sky.
Get the fuck down!
Get down!
Get your stupid ass down here! Get over here!
Get over
Shut the
here.
fuck
You
up.
are here. Yo, what if like every Bigfoot encounter we've ever seen is just like Shaq in his downtime dressing up in a suit?
It's just Shaq.
He just got nothing else to do since he's retired.
No. He just pokes his head out from behind the trees and goes, "Shh, I nurture my skin," and then just goes back.
What could be next?
Foot powder spray.
Like, I definitely don't believe that, but that'd be a hilarious thing.
I'm gonna believe so hard that it's gonna manifest. We're gonna make it happen.
There's just a Shaq lookalike now that just
Nurture my
dresses
skin
it.
as he takes your skin.
It's just like the Shia LaBeouf serial killer song, like murdering cannibal Shia LaBeouf. I'm gonna manifest these things. Hey, I summon Kraken and Worm. I'm gonna manifest these things.
No. Stop.
I really want to go in my free time because John wants to start a ghost hunting channel. That'll be 3 YouTube channels that I'll be invested in. But
Yeah.
he wants to go to the Sensabog Tunnel, and I want to go so bad.
Oh, I've heard so much.
Do you know what the Sensabog Tunnel is, Max?
I do not.
It's supposedly the most haunted place in Tennessee, and it's this like tunnel that goes, you know, like through a hill, like you just drive through it. And they say that at night, if you drive through it with your lights off, that you will hear screaming and voices, and you'll actually, like in your mirror, be able to see figures chasing you all the way through the tunnel.
Ooh.
Tunnel in Hawkins County, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I want to
We
go
have
so
a cryptid.
bad.
We have a cryptid up here in
Mhm.
Wisconsin. It's so fucking funny. It's not malevolent, but it's malevolent to us particularly because it's as big as a dog, but it looks like a lizard
Fun.
with a human mouth with
Yeah.
fangs, but it's completely harmless. But it will steal cheese and beer.
Nice.
That just sounds like a lot of Tennessee.
It does.
But I mean, in Wisconsin, you guys also have a lot of dogmen, too.
You know where I've always wanted to go, though?
Where?
Wisconsin.
Philadelphia Centralia. The place that inspired Silent Hill. The ever-burning town with, like, noxious, like, fumes and stuff that, like, everyone had basically had to abandon it.
I want to go to Transylvania one day. Just to
No,
walk
that would
around
be
and
cool,
look.
too. Yeah.
I can't wait till we get the respiration technology, because once that like becomes a thing for like, because asbestos is a huge problem because it's just so fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, blue asbestos is about 100 times worse.
Blue?
Blue.
Can I
Because
eat it?
It's even finer.
I mean, you could,
And
but
it
you probably only eat it once.
It takes weeks to
Forbidden
develop
blue.
cancer.
Yeah.
Chris
that's not
says
good.
Dogman is a
And
hot
there's
spot
a-
in Wisconsin on Bray Road. I mean, yeah, that's like the beast of Bray Road, but you guys know what happened to me if I get swatted or something because I'm talking about this. But there is a belief. There is a guy named William R. Wraith who wrote a couple of like magic books, quote unquote. And there's a belief that the Beast of Bray Road, and it's just a theory, is that a man
Pablo.
followed
Your
the.
uncle?
There's a man who followed the ritual in the book because like it's a book that tells you how to like either attract or become supernatural creatures, and like you have to like the guy he labels it out in like many different levels and steps. Like it's a long period of transition. It's not like you just do it and it's like immediately it happens. You have to do it in steps. And there's a belief that someone got a
Step
hold of
1,
this book.
don't shave. Step 2,
Well, there's a
run
belief
around
that
naked.
someone got a hold of this book and said, "Nah, screw that. I'm not gonna do that." And so he like jumped ahead and skipped a bunch of things, and in doing so, cursed himself. And he became this creature that he can't control, and he can't like go back and forth. And he just got stuck that way as like a lichen, and became the Beast of Bray Road. And he like couldn't control himself.
Seen like the photos of the supposed Beast of Bray Road?
I've seen a couple photos.
It legit looks like a taxidermied like dog with like lizard arms.
Yeah, and it's just a theory. Like, there's no way to even like anywhere close to backing it up.
Yeah.
But it is a theory of where it could have come from.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure William R. Wraith is actually still alive today, but he's like old.
Where's your book, old man?
I also do believe you can download the book for free online, but like almost any free download you find of it is gonna give you like a ton of viruses.
JK, you just got pranked your computer's mind, bitch. Computer just shuts off and just disappears.
Because he does have books you can buy like on Amazon and stuff that he wrote,
Mm-hmm.
but the specific book that it's supposed to be talking about is like supposed to like not exist. So like you obviously can't buy it. And
Have you heard of the...
any version of book you find that's supposed to be that book, obviously, it's either you buy it online or there's a free download, but it's gonna give your computer a virus.
Have you like heard of the Unreadable Codex book, which is like
The
filled
Gygas
with...
Codex?
Yeah.
Yes, I know about the Gygas Codex.
Nuts. Alien.
If I remember correctly, the Gygas Codex was written by a woman who like locked herself in a tower of a church, like way back, and she like stayed in this room for months, like almost close to a year, and wrote the entire codex on her own skin. Like she cut her own skin off and made it into pages of the book.
Ew.
And she wrote it in blood. And it talks a lot about demons, the devil himself, and like mysteries of the world. And I think it's in the Vatican. I think, because like of course they'd be the ones that have it.
Yeah.
And every couple of decades, I think, it's taken out of the Vatican, but not put on public display.
Have you heard of the Voynich manuscript filled with an unreadable language and like weird plants and stuff?
I have.
I love that one.
I heard it was
Like-
written by one person over a span of 40 years.
Yes.
No, you tried to
There's a
decipher it
couple of
before
stories
you-
about the Gygas Codex on like how and when it was written, but I do believe, and I could be wrong, I believe the one I just spoke of was the most common. But like there's a bunch of stories about it being written over different time periods and stuff. But how do I
which
find all this
book it
cryptid
is?
stuff? I've been researching cryptid stuff since I was a child, so like
He's a nerd.
yeah,
No.
almost 2 decades of research.
Have you heard of the one where it was like the book about the devil or like the demon book or something? The most evil book in the world.
I mean, there's been a lot of
And-
books over history that have been called that, but sure, yeah.
But I mean, like this one is like apparently it was like a monk who basically made like I forget what it was, like he was gonna be like killed or something unless he could write, the book about the world and all its knowledge and secrets and stuff. So he made a pact with the devil in order to write this book, and it's like filled with depictions of like the devil and demon stuff and all sorts of like satanic rituals and like sigils and things like that. I forget what it's called. Hold on.
I'm not too knowledgeable about that one, actually.
Yeah, no, it's like a really weird book. I don't know, I'll find it.
Oh God, what was it called? I'm trying to think of it. I think it was called the Pythagorean's box.
I've heard
Yeah,
the
there's
monk
a-
thing. I'm pretty sure the book is the Codex Gygas. I mean, yeah, the Gygas Codex is the Codex Gygas. That's the one I was already talking about.
Yeah. Have you guys heard of Pythagoras' box?
I recognize the term, but I don't know off the top of my head what it is.
It is the Codex
Is it the
Gygas,
Codex?
but it was written by a male monk.
I'd always heard it was written by like a female who locked herself in a tower.
So there's different stories about it then. Weird. But cool. But weird, but cool.
Pythagoras.
I mean, who knows? It's history. They could have changed it for all we know.
Yeah.
Pythagoras' box was recently X-rayed to figure out what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was the world's first computer built before like it was built before even like a microscope or telescope were even invented yet. This
And
thing was
it's
made
dead.
of it's made of brass. And it has perfectly fitting gears that work all together.
Oh, I think I've
But
heard of that
how-
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember something about this, like vaguely.
Yeah. And it tells of coming eclipses
Cool.
or lunar eclipses. Was what it was.
So cool.
And it was super, super weird because at this point, none of this shit should have existed. Because this was just... Like, this was just as the Roman Empire had just started kicking ass of history.
Oh, the most screwed up thing of all with all this stuff is that a lot of empires, kingdoms, anyone really with religious ties, when they find these types of things that exist, more than half the time they're gonna burn them or destroy them, and we'll never know of other things
Yeah.
that exist throughout history. We only know of some things because the Vatican has kept it alive, and we know about them because the Vatican talks about them. So we only know what they actually tell us.
Right.
So a lot of stuff out there has probably existed even worse than this, and we'll never even know it existed. Also, guys, I think we're gonna call the stream here. I know it's early, but like I can only sit so long in this chair the way I am when I stream. So we're gonna do a raid. Let us find someone to raid. It's already been like an hour and a half, so it's only like 30 minutes early.
Did Heath ever show up in the stream?
He did not.
Oh, he's gonna be fucking pissed.
Let's raid. Let's go raid Nosrag Gaming. Alright, here's the link. You guys have a good one. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, for a stream. I kind of just stream with my school schedule when I can. But I'll try. And I'll see you.
Oh, he's only subscriber mode only.
Huh?
He's subscriber mode only right now.
Oh, he's a subscriber mode only?
Yep.
Alright, guys, we'll be doing a different raid target then, since he's subscriber mode only. That sucks. Okay, in that case, here's a different link. Here we go, guys. Do this one. It's a wolf soldier. I'll see you guys over there. I'm gonna stay alive just to make sure.
Yeah.
Was that the right link? Does it take it to Wolf Soldier?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm still typing. I'm on my
Alright,
phone.
guys.
I'm
See you guys over there.